It can be very tempting to get into unbelief when you're believing God for something and it's not coming to pass. Will you still believe God when you don't see a promise fulfilled? Today's devotional comes from Luke chapter 1, and it's verses 6 and 7, and it reads, Zechariah and Elizabeth were righteous in God's eyes, careful to obey all of the Lord's commandments and regulations. They had no children because Elizabeth was unable to conceive, and they were both very old. This is what I wrote down when I read that. I wrote down how awesome it would be to hear God say, "You are righteous and you obey all his commandments." Even though Zechariah and Elizabeth had this testimony from God and they were obedient, they still couldn't conceive. They did the right things, yet still no kids. What do you do when you're doing all the right things, yet nothing happens? What do you do in that circumstance? And so this is what I wrote down, how I can apply this to my life. Keep trusting God. When you've done all you know, keep standing. Keep your eye on him and not the problem. Keep seeking him. Keep praying. Keep doing what the word says. Keep trusting so that your heart doesn't turn hard. Unbelief makes a hard heart, and hard hearts can't receive the word. Will you still believe God when you don't see a promise fulfilled? Jesus talks about the parables in the Bible about the sower sowing the word. It's the soft heart, it's the soft soil that produces a harvest. And what can turn our hearts hard is unbelief. It can be very tempting to get into unbelief when you're believing God for something and it's not coming to pass. That's what, I thought of on here is, hey, even though we haven't had kids, do not get into unbelief. Continue to keep trusting God, trusting the word, continue to keep praying, because I don't want my heart to get hard. I want it to be soft, I want it to be fertile, so that when the word comes, it gets into my heart, it grows, and it produces a harvest. The Bible says when you have a hard heart and the word comes, the devil can come and instantly steal it, because hard soil doesn't allow the seed to penetrate. So that's why it's important not to have a hard heart, to keep it soft and to stay in belief. Keep believing God. Keep believing his word. Keep trusting him. So what do you do when you're doing all the right things yet nothing happens? The answer is continue to keep believing the Lord. Keep trusting God. Keep believing his word. Keep praying. Keep in faith. Don't let your heart get hard. Is there something that you're believing for that hasn't come to pass? Maybe you're starting to get into unbelief. Well, I want to encourage you, continue to trust God, believe God, stay in his word, pray. Don't give up. Don't get into unbelief. Don't let your heart get hard. This really spoke to me today, and I hope you got something out of this. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.